There's a form of midlife stagnation that feels almost like failure, but it's not failure. You're competent, you're reliable, you're functioning, you're, by many measures, successful, but something's not quite right. Something's off kilter. Your personal trajectory is not on track. It's nothing dramatic. It's nothing that feels super urgent, but it is noticeable. That's drift. Drift is not collapse. Drift is gradual misalignment. And capable professional people are especially vulnerable to this because capable professional people can maintain for many, many years without noticeable consequences. You can keep performing. You can keep delivering. You can keep being reliable. And all the while, stretch quietly reduces. Maintenance replaces growth. And that's the problem. Maintenance feels responsible. It feels mature. It feels stable. It even feels successful. But prolonged maintenance without recalibration reduces stretch over time. And stretch matters. Without stretch, capability goes underused. And underused capability breeds doubt faster than failure ever could or can. Now, many people think drift occurs because someone stops caring, but that's rarely true. Drift often happens because you get good at what you do. You build something stable. You accumulate responsibility. You protect what you've built. You stop experimenting because you no longer need to. You stop stretching because you're already competent. You postpone adjustment because there's nothing obviously broken. Capable professional people can therefore drift far longer than anyone else. And the more capable and professional you are, the longer you can drift without noticeable consequences. And that is the trap. So drift doesn't feel like major decline. Drift feels like continuation. Small postponements, small compromises, small reductions in stretch, kept open options never exercised, decisions delayed because conditions were never perfect. Nothing overly dramatic at the time, but over 5, over 10 years, small degrees of drift can really add up to completely impact intended destinations. And here's where time matters. At 35, drift costs you experimentation. At 55, drift costs you direction. In midlife, time stops feeling infinite. You start to notice the horizon. And when direction hasn't been examined for a while, that causes friction. And that friction often gets mislabeled as dissatisfaction, or boredom, or lack of motivation. But it's often simpler than that. It's misalignment. You've evolved as a person. Your experience and judgment have deepened. Your interests may have changed. Your tolerance for certain environments may well have shifted. But your structure, your role, your responsibilities, your duties may still be reflecting an earlier version of you. And that is called identity lag. And identity lag creates drift. The usual response at this stage is binary. Either everything's fine, stop overthinking it and carry on, or I need to reinvent myself, resign, retrain, reinvent. Both options are overreactions. Most people don't need to reinvent. Most people need to recalibrate. Recalibration is quieter. It's a deliberate adjustment of trajectory and direction before drift compounds. It might be reintroducing stretch, expanding scope, reducing noise, testing optionality, making a decision you've postponed. So it's not demolition, it's adjustment. The mistake is waiting for clarity before taking action. Clarity rarely arrives through self-reflection alone. Clarity arrives through structured adjustment. So here's the question that matters. Over the next 5 years, if you decided to do nothing, to change nothing and carry on as you are, would you respect that decision at the end of 5 years? Not emotionally, but strategically. In 5 years, would you respect that strategic decision to continue as you are now? It's an important question. So drift is rarely obvious in the moment. It's like rust, it never sleeps. But deliberate evolution is always possible. The difference between the two is ownership. And ownership is a decision, not a feeling. Deliberate evolution beats accidental drift. I'm Andrew D. Pope. See you next time.